On December 1st, 2007, just before 3 a.m., I was involved in a head-on collision with a drunk driver on Interstate 71. I had just left an OVI stop and was on my way to the police property room with a flask of alcohol. For most of my career, wearing my seatbelt was hit or miss. Most of the time, I didn't wear it. My patrol duties were in Columbus, in a North Linden area neighborhood during third shift. I didn't really feel that a seatbelt was necessary. On my way to the property room, I took I-71 southbound. For whatever reason, I put my seatbelt on before leaving. I didn't see the wrong-way driver until impact. All I remember is headlights, sudden darkness inside the cruiser, and the cold night air rushing in. The cruiser had crushed all around me. My legs were under the dashboard. My boots were wrapped up by the floorboard. When heavy rescue medics finally got to me, it took them over 30 minutes to cut me out. Our accident investigators added both vehicles' closing speeds and estimated the impact to be between 130 and 140 miles per hour. The miracle is that I walked away unhurt. Had I not been wearing my seatbelt, there's no doubt I would have been killed, leaving behind my wonderful wife, 2-year-old son, and 1-year-old daughter. For police, wearing your seatbelt should never be optional. Wearing it will save your life. Not wearing it could change your life forever. So please buckle up every shift, every call for service.
In 2013, 105 law enforcement officers died nationwide while on duty. But each of those deaths is more than a statistic. In each incident, a life was lost and a family was left behind in grief. As of August of 2014, 67 officers have been killed in the line of duty, an increase from 2013 levels. It's been 70 years since the line of duty deaths have fell below 100. That's why a national campaign called Below 100 was created to aid in the lowering of the amount of officers killed in the line of duty. Ohio is going to do our part in reaching that goal. I'm Sergeant Jonathan Davis, and I am an instructor for Below 100. I want all law enforcement officers across Ohio to understand the ways they can protect themselves and their peers while on duty. As we saw in our first clip, Officer Chrysler's decision to wear a safety belt is probably why he is still with us today. Most days he chose not to wear it. Fortunately, the one time he was involved in a crash, he had made the right decision to buckle up. The following are some other individuals who learned these lessons through their own experience. Many officers work in uniform patrol assignments or engage in potentially hazardous duty without body armor. Had Officer Connolly not been wearing his body armor, he may not have survived this incident.
I'm Patrolman Justin Conley with the Mount Orab, Ohio Police Department. On January 3rd, 2010, I stopped a vehicle for a turn signal violation and after field sobriety test, arrested the driver for OVI. A few hours after conducting a breath test and releasing him to a sober driver, I was working on paperwork for what I believed was a routine traffic stop when I decided to step outside and get something from my patrol car. It only took seconds for me to realize that I had just stepped into an ambush set by the male drunk that I just released. He shot me in the back from 6 feet as I exited my police department. My body armor stopped the round and kept me in the fight for my life. After the 21-round gunfight was over, the suspect was stopped and I was released from a local hospital just a few hours later. By consistently wearing my body armor, I was able to return home to my family and hold my firstborn 3-month-old son in my arms. I can't stand to think of the outcome that night had I not been wearing my armor. I ask that you set a positive example for each and every officer and to take an individual and collective responsibility for the decisions that contribute to safety. Please wear your vest and make it home safe.
Trooper Fuller can tell you firsthand the importance of watching your speed and considering life's most important question, when. What's important now?
I'm Trooper Katie Fuller, and on May 16th, 2010, I was involved in a serious injury crash right here on State Route 161 and State Route 4. I was responding to another injury crash when I approached the curve too fast and I lost control, traveled off the left side of the roadway and snapped a utility pole in half. You know, that night I made bad decisions that resulted in consequences that I had to pay for. I'm blessed and fortunate enough to survive my crash, and I believe that's because I was wearing my safety belt that day. With the decision-making process in regards to my crash, you know, I neglected to focus on what is important now. You know, I'm running lights and sirens to an injury crash. I'm not paying attention to the roadway. I'm thinking about just getting there. I'm thinking about what I'm going to do when I get there. And I wasn't focusing on, what is important now, which was just getting to the crash. I broke my neck, and I also broke my right knee. Couldn't do the job that I love to do because of it. I was in rehabilitation. I was in a wheelchair, unable to walk for 3 months, and I was in a halo for 4 months. And at that point in my life, I lived on my own. I had to move back in with my mom because I couldn't even take care of myself. I do still think about the crash, especially coming up on curves. When I do make a sharp curve and I am in a hurry to get somewhere, I still feel that pit in my stomach where I think and I remember what happened. And in regards to, physically, when I run, I'm an avid runner, and it's not the same. I can feel the difference in my knee where, I have metal plates and screws, and it's not the same as what it used to be. It's a daily reminder for me.
By reducing the risk in your areas under your control, we can dramatically cut the line of duty deaths. This training can help you save a life and maybe even your own. Bottom line, wear your belt, wear your vest, watch your speed, and ask yourself what's important now. And remember, complacency kills. To learn more about how you can reduce the risk associated with doing your job, sign up for Below 100 training. To enroll, visit the Public Safety Training Campus or contact the Ohio State Highway Patrol's Regional Training Unit. Help us prevent another unnecessary line of duty death.
I'm Sheriff Michael McCauley, President of the Buckeye State Sheriff's Association, and I support Below 100 training. In 2013, the law enforcement community lost members of our family because officers chose not to wear their safety belt. By doing such a simple task as wearing your safety belt, you can significantly increase your chances of not being injured or killed in a traffic crash. We work in a profession where it's difficult to prevent certain risks, so why not do something that could save your life? It's simple. Wear your safety belt.
I'm Chief Joe Morbitzer, President of the Ohio Association of Chiefs of Police, and I support Below 100 training. Many officers work in uniform patrol assignments or engage in potentially hazardous duty without body armor. In 2013, 30 officers lost their lives due to gunfire. Officers who've been saved by their vest never thought they'd get shot. I'm encouraging you to always wear your vest.
I'm Colonel Paul Pride from the Ohio State Highway Patrol, and I support Below 100 training. In 2013, 25 officers lost their lives in traffic crashes. Officers need to remember while driving at high speeds that fine and complex motor skills diminish, heart rate increases, depth perception goes away, and we get tunnel vision. Officers should be asking themselves the question, is it worth the risk?
I'm Deputy Attorney General Stephen Shoemaker. As a member of the Ohio Peace Officer Training Commission, I believe training saves lives, and I stand behind Below 100 training. Law enforcement is a dangerous profession, and across our great state, officers are risking their lives each and every day. I encourage you to attend this training and do your part to ensure that you get home to your families after every shift.
I'm Mark Peasy, President of Nationwide Insurance. Nationwide's core mission is about protecting our members. Because of this mission, we're committed to meeting the unique protection needs of the law enforcement and corrections communities. This is a subject that's personal to me, as my son is a corrections officer. Nationwide is honored to be part of the Below 100 program and to assist with funding for Ohio officers to purchase protective vests. This helps achieve our goal of seeing every law enforcement officer and corrections officer in Ohio wearing a vest and staying safe. Thanks for all you do for our communities.